Hush.
Hey, good morning, Willow. I was sitting here still
Oh,
fiddling with my hair and my makeup and I saw the
I
oh,
know
what
you
am I
was
doing? I got Denise on. Let me
just
get
wanna.
myself off here. All right, no, that's not right either. Gotta show there we well.
I'm here somewhere.
There we are. There we are.
Okay, good deal.
Oh my gosh, Willow. I'll put this out here for anybody that
Hey, Willow.
wants to come up. I I was just sitting here, Willow, just all willy nilly, and all of a sudden I look up and seen the little thing stating that if I didn't go live, that I wasn't going to be able to do Facebook. And I'm like, oh, I mean, I've done everything
It's
this
like we
morning.
late. Surprise.
Well, Willow, it's
I wasn't watching the clock either. I was watching Darlene.
yeah, she was watching me put my face on. Good morning, Hetty.
So it wasn't doing no good.
I know you
Hey,
guys.
Eddie.
I was adding layers and layers to my face. There's
Yes,
Willow.
you was. Hey, Willow.
Morning.
How you doing, sweetie?
Hanging in there. Morning, Hetty.
Good. I'm glad
I
to see you. I'm
Darlene,
glad you're here.
your link in
yeah.
the bottom of the YouTube video or the live is not going where it should. The
Okay,
link
let
that you
me
put in the description.
all right. Let me
I went back to yesterday's video and grabbed it to put it in the chat.
all right, let me
Good.
okay, it cut it off. That's what it did. Okay. There.
You can always pin it at the top of the chat off of mine.
All right, what's that mean?
You can pin the link off of the message where I dropped it in the chat. You can pin it up above.
Oh, how do I do that?
I don't know. I just know people do it. You have to be an admin to do it, and I'm not an admin on any channel but my own, and I don't do live, so I don't know how to do that. I think
On
you click
you
the 3 dots on the chat, and as an admin, you should have that option to pin a message.
Oh wait, I'm in the wrong thing.
Could be the 3 dots next to the message.
Oh wait.
I just
Pin
know it's
message. Woo woo, thank you.
there. You go. I knew it had to be one or the t'other.
And I'm in live chat. Yeah, I'm supposed to be in live chat.
Yeah.
Oh, thank
That's
you.
where you're supposed to be.
Thank you.
That way you don't have to wait for me to drop it. The way I'm feeling, I might not be able to stay the whole thing today.
Uh,
And
thank
that way it's there, and you're not having to take over that if
thank
I'm
you.
unable to be here.
Thank you. Casey, I went ahead and set it up earlier this morning so that and because try to um, share it to the different platforms, and for some reason it won't let me share directly to what's that?
Nothing.
No, what's that? I was trying to figure out. No,
Instagram.
Instagram. I can't figure out how to post pictures and all that to Instagram. And I got a
Yeah,
new friend now on there, and I was telling her I didn't understand how to upload pictures. And she said, and she's from the Netherlands, and she said, I don't know what you mean. I said, well, I can't figure out. She said, I said, I'm new to Instagram. She said, well, I show that you've been on for 3 years. Are you just messing with me? And I said, "Oh no." I said, I haven't used it that much and I haven't learned it. And used to, YouTube would pull up Instagram and you just share directly to it, but I don't know. So I don't even I can't figure out sometimes how I even add some stuff when I'm able to. Can you do it from desktop, Willow? Or is it just on your
I
phone?
don't. When it comes to Instagram, I have no clue. I have an account, but I cannot navigate Instagram worth a flip.
See, that's how I am. And some things I'm like, okay, I did that, but how did I do it?
Yeah.
Hey,
In the
Terry.
in the past
Hey,
year, I have kind
Terry.
of learned to navigate Facebook. Like I can do
How you
Messenger, I can
doing,
do video
Terry?
call, all that.
Yep.
I'm still learning basic stuff though, very basic stuff.
And then they change it, they'll change the setup of
Oh
Facebook.
yeah,
Oh man, I just
the
got
minute
used
the
to
minute you
one
figure
thing.
something out, they change it. Hey Terry.
Um, um, Sonja is still pretty much the same. They try to ease off on some of the medicine, but her daughter told me that when they did, she started showing visible signs of pain. Uh, as far as Jocelyn holding her hand, so touching her hand. So they had to go ahead and kind of bump her meds back up. But Lordy mercy. Let me see what, all right, while you guys are watching the chat for me, let me see what's going on with, aw, Mystique Days, her son Isaiah. His, all right, the pneumonia in his lungs is starting to get better.
Good.
The
That's good.
clot, oh, he still got the blood clot. It hadn't got bigger, but and he has no new ones. He does have fluid around his heart. He's still got a bad cough. They're going to check and make sure he hasn't gotten any kind of viruses.
Morning, Monique.
Good morning, honey. Oh, she's at the fair with her husband. You better not stay too long because your husband gonna come looking for you.
I was wondering why she was sneaking to the crapper.
You're so funny.
So I just let Mystique know that I shared it with the family on YouTube. I did feel much more at ease yesterday, being able to look like Sonja was sitting there with me. I just
Yeah.
it felt easier for me. It felt a lot easier. I did to this morning yesterday. I did not eat, you guys, until about 5:15, and that's not good. And even though I took that fluid pill, Willow, I only went one time. When I got up, I told you I did my walkabout and came back. That was the first time until about 5 o'clock. I'm just
Sometimes it hits slower.
well, Keevan
Sometimes
asked.
you don't have as much as you thought you did when it comes to retention.
Well, I can press my legs in. Keevan said, "Well, what have you drank all day?" I said, "Coffee and my tea that's not decaffeinated." I said, "Because there wasn't no water, but there's water in there now. I need to be chugging my water."
We'll get some.
Oh, well, I can't drink it after I drink my Dunkin' Donuts.
Ew.
It's iced coffee.
Ew.
I had to go get Casey cigarettes. He went 2 months, almost 3 months without them, but he's back smoking. So I told him I'd go I said, I'll go in the morning. I'll set up. And he come in here and he said, Mom, because he needs sugar too, granulated sugar. He don't like the artificial stuff. So
I
he
can't
come
do the
in.
artificial stuff. It makes me sick.
He said, Mom, I thought you was going to go to the store this morning. I said, I did say that, didn't I? I said, Casey, I don't know. I said, but I looked at the time and I said, well, Monique, I guess Denise, you and Monique can talk while I go to the store. And oh gosh. So anyway, I went on to the store and I finally tried the avocado toast with bacon on it from Dunkin' Donuts. So, oh my goodness, I feel like I started my day off much better. I started my morning off with protein.
Mm-hmm.
So that's much better.
I have to start every day with protein. I'm diabetic.
Oh,
Some days
so
it's not easy with my gut, but
yep.
do what I got to do.
So I fed the baby. I cleaned out her her big cage. She sleeps in. I cleaned that out. I did the cat box. All of that stuff, and plus trying to figure out Instagram. And I just finally just stopped. I look, Tatum. How old's Tatum?
11.
Yes, 11. Yeah,
Soon be 12.
I'll get the 11-year-old to help me step by step on how to do Instagram because to get the message out easier. Yes, I like Starbucks better, but I have to say we do have a Dunkin' Donuts right up the road. I pre-order it and go on through, but I like I like Starbucks, but Dunkin' is my next favorite and cheaper. Now, when it comes to how much it costs, it is cheaper. I have to say that.
Yeah.
And they got great bacon. They've got some bacon snacks, they call it. And it's sugar, it's like brown sugar bacon. Oh my gosh, it's so good.
See, I just like my bacon.
But you guys will see me moving around quite a bit this morning because my back's hurting. I know, Willow. Go ahead and say it.
I didn't say a word. I didn't say a word.
She did.
You's
You
a
guys,
grown woman. You's a
yeah,
grown woman.
Mm-hmm.
she
You want
did
to fuck
send me
up,
a
that's your
message.
choice.
She's
She
had
sent me a message yesterday.
she's had
Said I
too long.
was going to be hurting today,
Uh-huh.
and that I am. You know, I lost
Mm-hmm.
one of my eyelashes the other day. You don't hear that much, do you?
Usually people find them attached to their cat. Because they get stuck in their fur.
Oh, I had to brush Callie yesterday because I noticed that her back end, it was like, what is that? And I pulled it, and it was like her hair, just puffs of her hair was coming out. So I'm like, she's just gonna be one of those cats that needs brushing, and she don't like that. She hides from me if I get a look. She starts hiding from me, but I had to hold her down and brush her some. I mean, I ain't never had a cat that had that kind of hair. And Bailey sure ain't gonna hold her down and preen her like she does the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to brush them when they're little.
Start out
Tiny,
was she was
tiny bottle baby little to get them
oh no,
used to it.
she was feral when we got a year feral when we got her. So
Yeah.
there's no way that's gonna happen. But I'd still ah my new friend on Instagram, she can hear me. She says she lost her eyelashes just the other day. You don't hear that much, do you? I told you I was a real person. I'm ditzy. I'm ditzy. She said I'm effortly. Effort. All right. I can't look. I'm from the South. I told you so. Let me see. Funny without effort. I'll put it that way because
There you go.
effortlessly funny. Thank you. I'll take that. Um, but yes, I did my makeup. I'll show you guys. I have not done my creativity in so long because I lost my silliness. So here you go. There's my hat. Um,
Oh
so,
yeah, it's Friday, hat day. Yeah, you
yeah,
ain't getting no hat today. I got a splitting headache.
I'm sorry. See, you hung with me too long yesterday.
No, just other stuff going on. That yeah,
Okay.
the eye. Um, if I
That'll be a headache.
light too much, anything like that, or if I have to strain to
All right.
see.
Let me see.
Mm.
Let me see how I can. Deral. I don't know how. I can't pronounce your name. So let me see how I can send. How can I send the? Send me a message on Facebook. Hey, Michelle. Good morning.
Morning,
Amos,
Michelle.
If you have Facebook, and I'm talking to my new Instagram friend, if you have Facebook, I'm trying to think. Oh, wait. I can do it this way. What am I thinking? I told you. All right, I'll put the link in here. I'll put the link in YouTube if you're able to grab that. Hey, Ramblin' Hick. Hey there, my friend.
Hey, rambling.
and Hick. How's
Rambling's the one that thought I was younger. He FaceTimed, and we sat in there and FaceTime one day. Took a break from my movie day, and I told him I laughed. I said, "No, we have a daughter that'll be 40." I said, "My son's 32." So, but I thanked him for it. I said, "I'll take that. I'll take that I look younger. It's just that I act goofy. That's what it is. I get what young at heart.
Yep.
That's
I act too goofy. People think I've been on, taking something I shouldn't. I'm too stoic for my own good, I guess.
you are all right. Look, plaid crafts. I don't want to hear that. Okay. Um. Oh my gosh, a friend of mine. Look at this. After she said at me after crafting with the kids. Look at all that glitter. She's a school teacher.
How
Um.
cool.
She is a school teacher, and I have known her. Oh my gosh, now almost 20 years. Good morning, Myra and Leticia.
Morning, Myra.
Good morning.
Hey, Myra. Leticia.
All right now.
Morning, Leticia. I'll be right back, Darlene.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out. Oh, let me see if on if it shows on YouTube. Yes. Okay, just a minute, and I'll. All right, I'm talking to my new friend on here. She wants to
Yeah.
come on the panel, so I'm trying to figure out how I can send her the link.
You should be able to send it through Messenger.
No, she's not on Messenger. She is on.
Okay. She's
She
on.
is on Instagram. But
Yeah.
if you see my link in there, you can click on the StreamYard. It says StreamYard link, and if you're on the iPhone, it should bring you right to me. Right to me. But what we're doing is a fundraiser for the beautiful, beautiful young lady that you see pictured there. Her she's used to always be on my panel. She's been sick for 6 months. well, almost about a year, but she's been in the hospital 6 months. And I'm trying to get help for her children. She's got a 24-year-old down to a 13-year-old, I believe. And so I'm trying to get, help them a little bit and thank everybody that has helped. Right now, I've already sent some, but right now the actual fundraiser page shows $200. And I'm thankful for that because, I just did this 2 days ago. So, very, very thankful for everybody. And if everybody would share out the YouTube feed, or at least share out that link up at the top. Willow had to tell me how to pin it. So if at the top, if anybody can share out that would be a great help. Oh, yes, Mystique. Next week, you guys, I am going to start. Oh, Hetty, I didn't even get your message till just now. I'm sorry. Oh, look at that beautiful face. Bless your heart. I'm looking at Mystique. Bless your heart, Mystique. It's not, it's not easy for a child to sit there by their parent. And I already know what it feels like, no matter how old your child is. I know what it feels like to sit by your child and seeing them having to go from test to test. It's a very hard thing to deal with. Very hard thing. Um, Tiffany is not a very good stick, so anytime she goes in the hospital, they blow her veins, and they even did a pick line directly through her shoulder, through that way, and it blew too. And she had a bruise. She bruised all the way across her chest and all the way across her back, and I had to alert the nurses to it. And it got to where they didn't know where to stick it anymore. Oh, you guys, I'm getting some beautiful pictures.
I bet you are.
You tell your son he is so handsome. Oh, bless him. You tell him, Isaiah, that I say he is a very handsome young man. He'll be back.
Amen.
He'll be back in school in no time. You wait and see. He'll be back in school.
I'm back.
Hetty, I was sitting here doing my face and everything and just talking to Denise, and next thing I know, I'm like, oh, I gotta go live. I've been sitting here playing with my hair. Good morning, Dwayne. Good morning.
Morning, Dwayne.
Yeah, I told Dwayne, I said, yeah. I said, I have been talking to somebody this whole time. And he said, who? And I said, yo. I put, yo, sexy wife. And then I called and checked on Derek. I FaceTimed Derek to see what was going on with them. We've been out of touch, so I did. I checked up on him, and he got to see Kevin when Kevin got home. So I think that picked up his spirits a little bit. But there's just so many in the community. Just so much has happened. And Leticia, oh goodness. Good morning, Josie. It's still
Morning,
basic.
Josie.
It's still basically the same. They tried to yes, please drop the links in yours, Rambling Hick. Please do that. I've tried to get it out there.
Yeah. Hey, Josie.
Robbie dropped it. But thank you, Leticia. Thank you for jumping in here. I appreciate all of you guys. Um, and let me see if anybody wants to.
Sonya's
Yeah, I got everything done this morning, so I won't have to feel like I've got to rush like I did yesterday before Kevin gets home. I mean, I did a mad dash feeding all the animals and loading the dishwasher, and oh, so I was so tired last night. I have not done a 4 hour stream, I think, it was since it was me and Tracy and Derek, and then Shamrock, and we'd have a bunch of us on. But
Mhm.
I haven't done that since.
and you ain't gonna do
Probably good
I
year and
know.
a half.
Oh, yeah, you guys know I'm weaving and bobbing, and even my little let me pull up that little pillow in the back. Put an extra pillow there. Okay, take the pressure off.
Or put pressure where you need it.
Yes, yes, put the pressure there in the sway of my back.
Hmm.
Oh, Ramblin' Hicks 41 from hitting his 500.
Ooh, go rambling heck.
Hello, Jacilia. I hope I said that correctly. Welcome, welcome.
Morning, Priscilla.
We are trying to raise funds for our sister right there, and she's in the hospital. They're keeping her medically induced comatose state, and her 24-year-old daughter's handling everything for her and the three siblings at home. So, they need, some help. They didn't ask for it,
No, they
but
did.
I wanted to, oh, thank you, Dwayne. So, if anything, if Jacilia, if you could even share out this link, if you could share out what's at the top, that's the
Amen, Dwayne.
fundraiser PayPal. If you just share it out on your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
All over.
She, her house, what, about a year and a half ago, had started developing black mold, and she started getting sicker and sicker. And when they finally decided to do something, then her and her family was homeless. And then
Yep.
they finally got back in the house. But by that time, her body developed mold toxicity. She lives in Australia, and they don't recognize that, most of the doctors, but one did diagnose her with that. And all the toxins, I guess, got in her bloodstream, her lymph nodes, and then she kept getting sicker and sicker, and
She's yeah.
until she collapsed at her house. And finally, she found a group of doctors at the hospital that have been working on her for about 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to relocate her. Probably, I think it's Victoria is where she lives. So they're going to send her to another hospital that is more adapt to deal with the kind of health issues that she has.
And she
More
has a lot.
specialized.
Yes, bless her heart. She's got tubes coming out of her. She's 44, Rambling Hick, 44 young. She's got
Yes.
tubes coming out of her lungs draining. She's got them going into her lower intestines to help get the nutrients and vitamins, and feeding tube going down her nose. So our Sonya, bless her heart, she just has been through it. But
Yep. She's
her
having a
daughter,
bad time.
her 24-year-old daughter, has had to grow up in these 6 months real fast.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I'm proud of her, very proud of
Yes.
her.
Jesus.
We all are.
She's doing a great job.
And with the epidemic over there, like it is here, she can't swap out with anybody, so she can go home and rest or take a break. She's the only one that can be there.
She is in lockdown.
Yeah, so the hospital, but it's a blessing that she gets to be there.
Yeah.
I keep saying that because that really needs to be stressed.
Yes.
That I think they're seeing now, having a family member sit with somebody that's sick
Helps.
them.
Yes,
And
it
you would
does.
think it helps the nursing staff too, because that's somebody, watching.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's very young. That's very young. But that's why she feels like my daughter.
Yeah. She's my girl.
Yeah. And I say sweet Sonja because that's what Mama called her. She'd
Yeah.
always say my sweet Sonja.
Oh, yeah. And she is sweet.
Yes, Jasilia. Yes, that's what had happened.
Mm.
And it was all through the house.
Oh,
They had to
yeah.
basically throw their furniture away and beds away.
Clothes.
Yeah.
All
So,
kind of stuff.
so she basically was moving back into the house when she was not even able to do what she was doing.
Yeah. She kept falling.
Yep. She would do until she dropped. Absolutely pass
She
out.
would. Yep. She did.
And, I didn't know what to do. And then I finally thought, well, I'll just do it showed on PayPal that you could do a fundraiser through PayPal. And I thought, yes, that's what I'm going to do. Thank you. All the prayers that we can get. She needs them.
Yep, more the merrier.
Oh, no. Ramblin' Nick said he lost one of his cousins and his
And
wife
his wife.
to a house fire.
Gracious. They are brutal.
But yes, it's it's grace that any of us are here because we never know.
Life is fragile and fleeting.
I flipped my little inspirational thing, and I'm like, if you guys could see my face, it was like my eyebrows was all together. I'm like, what is this one? This is like a lot of them have the Bible verses, but this one's like just out there. It's like real small. It says, all hell hates a solution. And I'm like, what? What? And they were in their 40s, and there's been a husband and wife in the community of the resellers. Both of them passed in their 40s. And from the pandemic, and then
Kristen and Dusty.
Yep, and then
Alabama Pickers.
Then one of our friends, all right, Blandine, our friend Blandine, her son was in his 40s, and the same thing happened with him. So, and they'll be doing a fundraiser tonight. If anybody has that link, you can drop it
On her channel?
on here. It's going to be on Cindy's tonight.
Okay. That's what I was asking. What channel the benefit was on, and I'll go.
On Jewelry Nurse.
Okay,
Cindy
I'll go pull the link.
Yes, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
7:30 Eastern Standard Time, and that's going to be to help her son's family. But you're right. Every day's a blessing. It is. Casey. But yes, each day that oh, it's next Friday. Thank you, Raven.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a thumbnail yet.
Okay. Thank you, Raven. And welcome back. I have
Hello,
not
Raven.
I haven't seen my Raven in a little while. But then again, I haven't been on in a little while. Okay, the 24th. I
Okay,
had that
my birthday.
you guys, I had that written down, 9/24. I told
Darlene's
my
having
new
another Darlene moment.
I am. I told my new friend on
Okay.
Instagram that I wasn't pulling her. I told her I wasn't pulling her leg. That I really have my moments that I can't think straight. So she's done listen. She's listening on here through regular YouTube,
I
and
can vouch for that.
I
I've seen
know,
it.
and
I've
I
heard it.
guess she maybe doesn't have an account to where she can chat, but yeah.
It's easy
Thank
enough to open an account on YouTube to be able to chat. Some channels require that you have that to be able to chat. Not all, but some do that.
thank
But
you.
to
Just
leave comment in general, yeah, you do have to have an account, and they're free.
Dwayne, I know, but look, I think I
Her
have.
hamster ate it, Dwayne.
You know, I really believe that because sometimes I transpose numbers, or sometimes I transpose what I'm reading. I think it's not full blown dyslexia. Is that where people see things backwards, or I don't understand?
They read different. Yeah.
Yeah, so sometimes when I'm reading something, I don't read it the way it's supposed to be, or I don't see. Sometimes my numbers, I know what I'm trying to put down, but I still get them backwards.
Well,
I've always
just getting your numbers in a different order. That's just a squirrel moment.
squirrel.
Dyslexia, you can have a word like the word lunar. It's supposed to be LUNAR, and
Yeah,
it'll scramble. It'll be like RNUAL. It's
and
like it's like Scrabble trying to sort the words out
I
for
think
them.
Jocelyn said that's how Sonia is.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, she's dyslexic.
But that's why I don't read as much. I love to read, but I don't read as much because the letters just start kind of floating around, and I'm like, no, I got to start. But you guys, I finished a crossword puzzle this night before last. In the paper, I got a bunch of papers from my mom, like
Hmm.
newspapers. I don't get a newspaper, and I got a bunch of them from my mom for the cage.
Heather
And
is dyslexic as well.
oh
Gwen says
wow,
it's pretty. It happens a lot. There's a lot of people that are dyslexic, and um, they have to learn to process different
Yeah.
to be able to sort stuff out. And then there's some people that they're not dyslexic; they just literally lack reading comprehension, and that was me. All through school, I was
hmm
dyslexic, or not dyslexic. I lacked reading comprehension. I could read it, and the story wouldn't fit together in my head.
yep.
And there's like a trigger
And it
to
was
get that
hard.
part of your brain going. I spent an hour at the GED office. They figured it out right away. All through the years of school, they never figured it out. They
Yeah.
figured it out in a matter of minutes at the GED office. They said, if you have an hour to spend an extra hour here today, when you leave, you'll be able to read again.
Wow.
I did. And this little tiny thing in her early 20s that worked there sat down with me, and it was simple. Read a paragraph and then tell me what that paragraph says. And when she asked those questions, now what did you just read? What does that paragraph say? One paragraph at a time. We went through 2 pages in a book, and she said, "Now you're done. Go to the store, buy a book. I don't care what kind, just buy a book, go home, and read it. And from that point, you will never stop reading. If you
Come on.
love to read, you'll never stop reading." And I have never stopped reading since. And in this week that we have sat there doing these benefit auctions or these benefits, I have went through an entire fill-it-in puzzle book, and I've started on a second.
I mean, I haven't concentrated on anything for so long that's why, and it made me think of Mama, because we would all sit in the kitchen, me, her, and Karen, and do crossword puzzles. Or if Karen wasn't, hadn't stopped by, me and Mama would sit in there and do the daily crossword puzzles together. Yeah, Joe, I was like you. I could read a book a week.
I used to read a book a day.
Oh man,
I don't
I
read
could.
as much as I used to because I got other things, that I'm doing. But I can sit down. I can read. I'm not talking a little skinny book. I'm talking a novel
Oh
a
yeah,
day.
I loved it. Started reading James Patterson, all the Alex Cross books. I'd go to the library, check them out,
I have my
and
own library right here in the house.
I did, but I got rid of just about all my books.
I've downsized because I'm transitioning to Kindle, but and then I get Kindle Unlimited every month. But I'm replacing the paperbacks with Kindle version as I can.
Yeah.
There's some of them, like if they've been bestseller list and stuff like that, you can't get them for $1. They're $8, $9, $10
Yeah.
in Kindle. So I'm having to do it real gradual. For my super favorites, my rereads, I call them keepers. They're my keepers.
I used to keep a book. And I would keep a book. I would take my book along with my wallet and my phone if I even went to fast food. That's what I would do, and I wouldn't get ill that the fast food line was all right now, Dwayne.
Oh, behave yourself, Dwayne.
I used to could read, but now I can't, I don't know that one. Now I can read where they, if you can read this something something, and they're kind of jumbled up. It's weird because, buddy, I could read that. All right. Jocelyn says she's dyslexic, but hers is more I can read but can't translate it to paper. Kria's dyslexia with numbers and words. Mom says words backwards and they jump around, and when she sees them the right way, she tries to write them down backward. I hope this makes sense. Girl, we've been texting with your mom a long time, and we already know because some of the stuff she would text or message, we would laugh, and I would put it into the right way. And Monique one time private messaged me, and she said, "Is Sonja? Does she use talking? What language is she speaking?" And I laughed. I put, Monique, she's speaking Sonyaism. And Monique said, "What?" I said, "I've been around Sonja long enough that I understand what she says.
Yeah.
So I can
She's
translate
heavy
for
on the
her."
Aussie slang, just
Yeah.
like I'm heavy on Hick slang.
So there was some things that it would be funny because and now she understands her, but it was funny for a long time.
It takes a while to get used to somebody that's strong into cultural slang.
Well, she would get some of her words different too, Ed.
Yeah, but There's
That's
people that's been around me.
well.
Some word will pop out and they're like, "What?" So then I have to define what that slang word is.
Well, look,
What does it
where
mean?
I'm
Men
from,
can talk.
see, me and Denise understands each other because we're
Yeah.
from the same area. But I can't say that either because Casey was born and raised here, and he's so meticulous of how he speaks and everything. And the worst thing, nothing makes him any madder when he's on his job than for a supervisor or somebody to dumb things down or to talk down to him because Casey's very intelligent and that will set him off.
Yeah,
Yes, it
I can
will.
relate to that. I've had it happen. If I don't understand something, I will ask somebody to elaborate. But my intellectual level is also fairly high, and because
Hey, Dwayne. Good morning.
morning, Dwayne, because
Good
I
morning,
talk in
Dwayne.
geekisms a lot. Um, it's kind of like that
Dwayne.
where people stereotype you because you're Southern.
Yeah.
They think Southern's automatically stupid. Um,
Oh yeah.
I get that as well. Especially if
I'm
I
not
get
more intelligent than you think I am.
especially if I get mad, because if I get mad, then my Southern drawl really comes out. I spent 2 years in Nashville. I picked up a Southern drawl. If I'm around people that have a Southern drawl, it'll start coming out in me. And if I get mad, yeah, nobody understands me because I am talking deep, deep, deep Southern drawl, and they don't get a lick of what I'm ranting about.
Oh, I would.
This
I would.
is
I
I
would
mean, around
agree with
here,
you
when I
completely.
came home from Nashville, my mom could not understand a word I was saying. I had to let go of some of the Southern because she couldn't understand me, even
oh
with
when
her hearing
when
aids and reading my lips. She couldn't get it.
my cousin, my California cousin, they moved to Washington State. When she moved out here, we would have to repeat ourselves or explain to her what it meant. Sonia said if mom doesn't have spell check, she spells things phonetically, and it's so funny because it's not always polite and comes out quite rude. Yep, yep.
Uh-huh.
Uh, I'm
Yeah.
well known for putting phonetic pronunciations of things in chats, especially when I'm in the auctions and stuff, and people aren't understanding terminology of like jewelry identification stuff.
Oh yeah.
Some of the terminology in regards um, to jewelry, identifying different, um, you know,
Very
Stones and
true,
stuff.
Willow.
treatments that they use to do
Very true.
finishes on glass, or
Yeah.
certain types of ways that things are created, to give it the look that it has, that goes back some of the stuff centuries. They don't understand what you're saying, and so I do phonetic in the chat quite frequently on how things are pronounced for people. Gemstone words, how the types of gemstones, they won't know how to pronounce a type of gemstone, and I'll do phonetic in the chat for that. Because
Yeah,
I know my gemstones. I'm well
I
known
can't
in the jewelry community for identifying gemstones.
I can't say the A word of the gem. The is it amethyst?
Amethyst.
Amethyst or
Okay,
amazonite. Yeah,
amethyst. It took me forever to be able
Amethyst.
to say that.
yeah.
Oh my lord.
There's a lot
It
of A
That took
stones. That's
me a
what you.
while
That's
to
I was a little perplexed there for a second.
teach her how to say it.
it took me forever, you guys, to be able to say aluminum. So
Yeah.
I just called it tinfoil because that's what my grandmama, they always called it tinfoil.
Same
So
Me
here.
too.
But
it would just not.
I could
That was
pronounce
me.
aluminum, but it took me a good while to be able to pronounce deodorant.
Oh,
Eh, I really haven't
well,
had
I
trouble
just always called
pronouncing
it pit
words too
grease.
much.
Well, Casey, I was talking about my barnacle tooth, and Casey,
Chronicle.
he laughed at me because he said, "You're saying it like you got barnacles that gets on the bottom of
Instead of
a boat."
bronchial. Instead
Yeah,
of bronchial tubes.
I called him
She was
barnacles.
saying
He
broncos.
he laughs
Barnacles.
at me. That boy corrects me all the time.
I was there when he did that.
Hey, they call it BOD. Gross.
Yeah, because when she said barnacles tubes, I was like, I'm just dying.
That's a barnacle.
I said, it ain't barnacles.
Well, look.
Oh, yeah, Sonia, bless her heart. I've read some of her stuff, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Look
I
at
miss
Dwayne.
it.
We call it BO juice.
Well,
Hello.
look, 5
Well, think
days.
about it. If you live in a different country and you move here,
Yeah.
one example: the gal that played Hermione on Harry Potter, Emma Watson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She came here for a year to study at university.
Oh, I didn't know that.
She was in the middle of a big test, timed test, so she needed to get it done. She miswrote something in pencil, and she needed an eraser. Well, in Britain, they call them rubbers.
Oh, yeah.
She hollered out in the class. She says, "I need a rubber, please. Somebody, can I borrow your rubber?" And the American classroom busted out laughing because we all know what a rubber is in the U.S. And she promptly got educated on what that is here in the
Oh,
U.S.
my
and was
goodness.
mortified, but she got her eraser and got her test done. But she struggled a lot with terminology, the Britain term
Oh,
versus
yeah.
American term. It was a culture shock for her.
Well, it would be for if I went to England.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Jocelyn said her mom calls toilet paper bog log. Goodness gracious, I have not heard that one. Bog
What did she
log.
call it?
Bog log.
Oh, a bog log.
Oh my gosh. But you guys, I've done this 5 days this week. This first time I've hit 5 days in I don't know how long. And I won't lie, I am still in my PJs. I even got out to get Casey cigarettes in my PJs. And you could tell they're PJ bottoms. But I didn't care. I'm not going to the store. Jocelyn said, well, what we call a thong is not a fun in America. I don't know what.
Well, in America, a thong is either a flip-flop shoe
Flip-flop.
or the underwear that's just a string on the back.
Yep.
In other words, butt floss.
Yeah.
No thing for it here. Yeah, I'm not sure what they are calling a thong in Australia. Maybe Joss can elaborate on that, if it's a type of shoe or something else. Might be interesting to find out. We might learn something new.
I know. That pillow helped at my lower back.
That's good.
Oh.
I'm fidgeting like mad today too. I get it. My pain levels are pretty amped up, and supposed to have a spinal injection on the 14th. I've had to change who is providing those. The fellow that was doing it is backing out a bit on some of the stuff medically he's doing, and he's just going to be focusing on his anesthesiology work in surgery, and not the peripheral things that other peripheral things like pain clinic, aka doing joint injections for people and things.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to get it somebody different originally. I was scheduled for it on the 7th of October. Thankfully, they were able to call me where I had a standing order. I was able to be upgraded to the 28th of this month. But that's still, nearly 2 weeks later than normal. And I'm usually literally on the countdown by that point, pain-wise. I get them every 6 weeks. At most, they last 3. This time it lasted about a week and a half.
Mm.
So it's a particularly difficult one. And the extended time on it, my back is pretty miserable. So, but I'm still here. I don't let it stop me. It might slow me down, but I don't let it stop me.
Well, that's why I'm hoping that Tracy can get in earlier, because they pushed hers back to November, and
yeah,
she's it's real bad. So it is a shoe over there.
So it is a shoe. Okay.
So we say, you guys, when I talk to my right, it's because Jocelyn's talking in
you got multiple screens going you're looking at.
Yeah. So we've always called them flip-flops, but then I found out that the ones that go between your toes, they call those a thong, and I didn't know.
Well, that's what a thong was to me growing up.
Yes.
Was a flip-flop. The whole butt floss type panties was not even on anybody's radar until, I don't know what, mid-90s, late 90s, early 2000s. I don't know when they came out with that.
Me neither.
But, that's when the term thong was no longer popular for shoes. Everybody called them flip-flops to delineate one from the other.
Well,
I ain't wearing either, so.
Well, they started letting us, like when I first started working at the conferencing center, boy, they had some stiff rules about dress code. Then it got to where dress code just went out the window. But there was one day that it was like, okay, tomorrow you can wear flip-flops if you want to. And they'd have like things for different days. So on the sign-in sheet, on like when you'd go in, you'd have to check in, log in, but you'd still have to, when you'd get to your group, your supervisor's group, you'd have to sign in there too. And I put Happy Thong Thursday. And he was like, I don't know who put Thong Thursday on here, but that's not a very nice thing to do. And I said, dude, thongs as in flip-flops. But he knew I was being facetious. Shower shoes.
They were, Dwayne. They were called thongs before they ever came up with the term flip-flops. Back in the 60s, 70s. They were thongs. They weren't flip-flops.
And
clear
they
through
also,
the 80s.
They still call some of them shower shoes. Because
now they do, because now they're making the little thinner foamy ones that you can carry, you can wear in a shower to protect your feet if you're using a public shower per se. I always went barefoot in a shower. I never needed to wear shoes in a shower.
Me too.
Of course, I was fat. I wouldn't use a public shower if my life depended on it. I wasn't going to put my tasty white butt out there for everybody to look at. Just a second. I'll be right back.
Denise got kicked out. I didn't throw you out. Woo, I was in high gear though yesterday, you guys, trying to do what I had to do for before Kevin got home.
Wound up like a 10-day clock.
Let me do all this stuff.
Yeah.
As tired as I was, and hey, Grayscale.
Hey, Grayscale.
Grayscale, you always walk in right at the right moment, don't you?
Flip-flops, Grayscale, not butt floss. Flip-flop.
I know. Look, people knows when I'm being facetious. If Casey was standing here, he'd say, "Oh, look at Mama using that big word, facetious." She probably don't even know what it means. See, I have little Casey, in my head saying stuff like that. Oh, I bet you don't even know what that means.
I don't
But
know what it means. To me, it's just called dry humor. But
yeah,
we're being snide.
he said, "Oh, shower shoes."
Shower shoes, yeah.
See, look, Tony knew he better pop in today because, dude, I almost FaceTimed you. So he must have knew that, and he was like, "Oh, let me. I don't need that crazy woman," because I did send a message yesterday checking on him, and look, you got barely got by because I almost FaceTimed you check on you. I do that occasionally. I do. Oh, now I see why Tiffany cried when she had on one of the hats with the little string. I got it tucked behind my ear, and that don't feel too good.
Nope.
Nope. And when she was a baby, her first Easter pictures, I had her little old hat on, and she pulled the string and let it go. Well, peep in anytime, and you keep your physical therapy. I know it's rough. I was not a good person. I did good with my neck therapy, but my shoulder therapy, I can say I wasn't a very good PT person.
Patient.
And one day they were trying to make like that he bent my foot a certain way so my stance would be right so I could pull on something, but the way he turned my leg, I got to crying. And then I was embarrassed, and I'm like, "There's no crying in physical therapy. There's no crying." And I was he said, "Oh, what's wrong? What's wrong?" I said, "My back hurts. It hurt my back." And that's, there's a difference with my right leg. And so when he was trying to turn my foot straight, it done something to my back.
Yeah, it set something off.
Yeah, and
I've done one round of full on graduated PT thing a few years back, and yeah, if they did something that didn't set right, I'd flat out tell them stop and don't do that again.
but
And they would
he's
ask
real
why,
good.
and I would tell them. I would
He
explain this is what it caused.
he fixed it, and then he put me on the like where you sit in a chair thing and work your legs and your arms,
Mm-hmm.
and that was very, very comfortable to my back. So I was able to do that and work my legs and my shoulders at the same time. Now, if I'd been sitting up on one, having to lean over, it wouldn't work, but I wouldn't mind having one of those at the house because that felt good to my back.
Yeah.
But yes, you guys, Grayscale had to have heart surgery, and he posted his pictures. And I just got to say it. I say it all the time, whether you're here or not, Tony. But how does somebody look hunkified when they're in the hospital with the things hooked to them? I mean, Tony, I don't know how old you are, but you know, you took a pretty good hospital picture. I just got to. I'm gonna shut up. I'll be done. I'll be done said stuff. So
I
you
ain't
know
pretty
that.
if I'm home. I ain't pretty if I'm dressed up. I ain't pretty if I'm in the hospital. It don't matter. I I just I
Well,
don't even try to pretty up because like putting lipstick on a pig.
Tony had his shirt off, and he had the lead things on him,
Mm-hmm.
and he took a picture, and I'm like,
Well,
okay,
guys can do that. Women do that, and they call it porn. So, you know,
oh,
I
53
ain't,
years
I ain't
old.
never had. If I got abs, they're buried deep. And I ain't ever seen them.
Huh? I've never had abs. So 53 years old. See, Tony, I'm an old woman. I'll be 57 October.
I'll be 52 in 9 days.
So that's pretty good. 53 years old, and he can show off some abs. I
Yeah,
got to
really.
hand it. I got to hand it to you, Tony. You go, dude. Not a lot of 50s.
Definitely. I'm
Uh,
definitely not that. Yeah, abs. Mm-mm. Even if I did have them, I wouldn't be able to see them over the Grand Tetons. So.
Oh my gosh, you guys!
What?
I am speechless.
Well, you better figure out how to talk, because
it jumped out. Her thing jumped up from 200 to 400. Oh,
what thing?
her PayPal, the love offering PayPal.
Ah. Well,
Oh
thank you
my
to whoever
gosh.
was kind enough to do that. I'll be right back.
Yes. I mean, we've done this for only 2 days, you guys. Jocelyn, did you hear that? Oh my goodness. See, people love you guys. I knew people would help.
We've been doing this longer than 2 days, honey.
Well, I didn't put it out, but what, 2 days ago? Let me see.
I see.
Yeah. Yep. I've been coming on, but I talked about it, but I then I set it up. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Okay. My mouse was out. Oh my goodness. Thank you.
That is awesome. Thank you to whoever did that. They will definitely be able to put it to good use.
Yep.
Because I'm sure that there's things the kids need for school. And I know Joss will be able to appreciate having a bit in her pocket to just simply get beverages and maybe a meal at the commissary there at the hospital kind of thing. Because every bit of it's eating him up right now.
Yeah, I'm speechless. That just makes my heart, that made my heart flutter. I think.
Don't be passing out on me.
I know.
This is your live, not mine.
Let me slow my breathing down now, because Casey will hear me all the way in his room breathing.
Yeah,
and he'll run in here and check on
get your breathing under control and calm down.
I mean, I'm just amazed and thankful and grateful. I really am.
Financially, I can't give right now.
I know.
I just had to save my car, and thankfully I didn't get hurt. My brakes blew while I was driving on Monday. But yeah, I'm kind of out from getting the car fixed. But
even sharing it out is helping. Just well wishes and saying something kind that Jocelyn can tell her mom, because she's reading this stuff to her mom.
Yeah.
And her reading kind words,
anything that ties her to her YouTube family, I think helps give her a boost. And anything that can give her a boost is going to help keep her will to live alive while she's fighting through this. And as Denise has done each day and has forgotten to do yet today, if anybody wants to come on and say some kind words so that Sonja will hear them, because Joss will see to it that she hears them and will replay them. If anybody wants to come on panel, you do not have to turn your camera on. Darlene can drop the link in the chat. People can come on, and they want to say some kind things for Sonja to lift her spirits. You're welcome to do that.
I am going to copy and paste what my girl said.
Well, I guess I will get the link dropped for StreamYard then.
What little thunder, as Dwayne calls you, LIL thunder. She says she's speechless and crying. Thank you.
Oh, come on, hands, work right.
But I've never got to see Jocelyn on camera, but I have seen her on Facebook, and she's beautiful, beautiful young lady. And I've got to see the other 3 children when we'd be FaceTiming with Sonja. Cree don't like to get in the picture too much, but Jacob loves it. And Jessica, I was so glad to see her one time. She was like right behind her mom's head, behind the couch, smiling. And they all to me look just like their mom. Yeah. All of them do. They're all beautiful. And the son, the youngest brother, who do I say? Colin Farrell. He looks like a young Colin Farrell. Very, very handsome. And I picky him too. I said, oh, Sonya, he's walking around without a shirt on. Is he trying to show off his abs? These young boys, and they first get them little 6-pack, they want to go without their shirt. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, boys will be boys.
And I told him, I said, well, with everything going on, you can come over here with this crazy woman over here in the United States. He said, no, the crime rate is too high over there. And Sonya said, what are you talking about? It's bad here too.
There's crime no matter where you go.
It is, but it was
Just the nature of life on Earth.
It's just according to where the news is focusing,
Yeah.
But
yeah, unfortunately, what you hear on the news can often be rather skewed. I won't go any further than that.
But this morning when I got Casey's cigarettes and all,
They're back.
All right, when he finished, and it was at the Kroger service station. When he finished, he said, God loves you. I said, I sure do. He said, he's going to come back soon, don't you? I said, I sure do. And I said, I know he loves me and I love him too. And I said, when I get home, I'm going to be on YouTube and I'm going to be letting people know that God loves them. And so come to find out, I told Casey about it. He said, yeah. When I went through there, the guy looked at me and said, you need God because you're gay and you're not supposed to be gay. I said, what? That guy said that to you? Casey? Yes. I said, why would he say that? What made him say that? He said, I guess because I had all my booty shorts and my head rag on. I said, and Casey turned around and told him he knew more Bible than he did. And the guy quoted some scriptures at him. And Casey said, it says in the Bible, Satan knows the scriptures too. And Casey walked off. You can't judge a book by its cover, you guys. Or you'd think that I was just a crazy hat lady. That's what's wrong with the world. You can't judge everybody. If you're trying to spread love and let people know I see the person that you are, you can't do that. If you really think somebody has lost their way, doing it that way is it doesn't help somebody. You got to show love and kindness. Kevin's brother, I would get frustrated at him because the life that he led to, they attributed his death to what he was doing. And he was 2 years younger than Kevin, so he died last year, so he died at 57 due to complications from methamphetamines, is what it said on his death certificate.
Who is this, son?
It was Kevin's brother, Mama's son.
Oh, okay.
See, she lost him, then her. Hey there, my love. She lost him, and then
Diana.
And then it was
Diana.
the same month she lost her only sibling, which was her brother. But yeah, so I would get aggravated, and you never know when the last time's going to be that you speak to somebody. And he just couldn't breathe. He was on the front porch, and I went out there and I talked to him, and it didn't matter that he was sweaty, and it didn't matter how he smelled. And, I gave him a hug and I told him I loved him. I did not know. Thank you, Diana. Thank you. I did not know that was going to be the last time that I saw him. But I was glad that I, got to tell him I loved him. And Mama got crying. She said, well, I didn't get to. I said, but Mama, your last time telling him was your last time. We each have the last time of seeing somebody, but I'm glad I got to see him. And I always told him I loved him. I did. I'd get frustrated. And that's why I was so tough on Tiffany, because I didn't want her to throw her life away in her 30s and be like her uncle. So it made me kind of have the tough love, with her. But we got to, you show people love regardless. You know, you just it's not hard to do. It's really not. Even if you have to love somebody from a distance, you still got to show them love, even if you can't be around them and hang out with them. You ain't got to hang out with everybody, but you do. You should show love. And if you follow the Bible, it's plainly going to tell you the greatest commandment of all is to love. That is the greatest thing, is to, you can be kind. And if somebody wants to talk ugly to you, now I'm going to say, I say that, but I'm not always calm about it. I mean, I have kind of gotten upset when somebody hurt my mom's feelings and I went up the road. I sure did. I did not like nobody getting rude with my mom. All right, Jocelyn, you done went, silent. They done made you speechless too, I can tell. Oh, you guys, I'm tired. All right, Dwayne. I done talked myself in a corner. I'm tired, I'm speechless, and Diana, how are you doing today? Tony, don't you feel like jumping up here too? I mean, just for a minute? Just for a minute? Oh, I feel weird. But I look at the picture of Sonja and she makes me smile. She makes me smile. Oh, see, Diana's doing college work. I am speechless sometimes, Dwayne. I am speechless sometimes. You guys, last night I was so tired. So tired. Kevin wanted, I just heated him up. He ate him a big old bowl of the Brunswick stew. And Casey ate him some more. Oh, good morning, my lovely. Good morning, Crystal. Good morning, honey. I ate some chicken noodle soup and crackers. And I would think that I could have been to bed, would have been sleepy, but no. I was not sleepy. I'm like, what is wrong with me? I am so dog tired, as we say I don't know how tired a dog has to be. I will, Diana. I will call you because Kevin will be doing football. Oh, we got to go to some friends we got to go to some people's house for a football game. I don't do football. They're all going to do football. We did a low country shrimp boil. Ugh. See, I don't like stuff like that. Because that was that's a picture at Jacob's graduation. And I love that picture.
Okay, I'm back again. Life keeps happening. I have to keep muting.
But I was so tired last night. But then I was like, I couldn't sleep. I went in the kitchen, ate me some pretzels, and because they have salt, I'm supposed to have salt. So I'm sitting in there, and then I go in there and watch some TV with Casey. I lay on his bed, and his bed is, it's different. It feels real good to my back. And then, look, my husband could be sleeping as hard as can be snoring up a storm, and our beds are two different ones, so we can raise and lower them different. So when I move around, he don't know it. So he's sleeping, and it doesn't take 15 minutes that I'm in there watching TV with Casey. Here comes Kevin. He looks in there. He shuts the door and he goes back to bed. It's like he just knows if I'm not in the room. But that's, I guess, 35 years of being together.
Yeah, that
But
happens.
yeah, I thought, oh my gosh, it's got to be 12 or 1 o'clock. And I went in there and looked at the TV, at the
Clock.
stove. Yeah, the stove clock. 9:30, 9:30. And I'm like, well, dang. And I knew not to take a pretzel bag in there and eat it with Keevan trying to sleep. So I put about 3 of them on my fingers and I went in there and I was eating them and I fell asleep. And you guys are something about salty snacks like that I wake up strangling. Something about the salt. If the salt mixes with any kind of reflux, it's like I've been dumped in the ocean and then I'm choking. Kevin was worried. He said, well, are
It
you
just means you
okay?
need to wash it down and get it on down your pipes before you go to
Yeah.
bed.
And I was like, well, yeah. And so I had to sleep with my bed sitting way up. Anyway, see, I'm just
Yeah, I wish I
rambling.
had an adjustable bed, but I don't.
Well,
With my
when
lungs and everything, being able to do that'd be awesome.
it would, and see, I invested in it because when I got my back pay, it they the judge,
Retroactive when you got approved
yes,
and
but
awarded.
the judge he fixed it where they wouldn't go 5 years back. He really did not want me to get it, and so he made sure, okay, you'll get it, but you're not going to get the full amount. But still, it's a blessing. I accepted it as a blessing. And anytime anybody gets mad that I was done that way, I said, but you know what? It was a blessing. I got it. Good morning, Chris. Good morning, my love. I
Yeah, I don't
said,
think it's lawful for them to do that, actually.
well, they can. Um,
Obviously,
yeah.
but I don't think
So
it's ethically right.
it's not.
You had to
It's not.
fight with them for over 5 years.
Yep.
Then you deserve what you should be getting back
I, yep.
when you're finally justified and approved.
Yep.
But that's just me.
Yep. I know. But the way I had to look at it was just thank
Morning,
you for
Chris.
my blessing.
Yeah.
And so anyway, I invested in that bed because the first time I got real sick with the pandemic before we knew what it was
Hmm.
rough because I had to try to prop up pillows, to breathe. But when I got sick again that July with the same mess, it helped being able to sleep sitting up. It made a big difference. It didn't just sit in my lungs like it did before. But yes, I like my adjustable bed, even though Bailey, with her big old self, sleeps on my side. And she just takes up most of the bed. And I just sometimes have to roll over, put my arms around her, and hang on for dear life
Hmm.
as not to fall off the bed.
Hey, if it reaches the point, you'll just have to teach her not to sleep on the bed.
Oh, that won't work now.
I've
It's
had
too
I've had to do that with some of mine because they want to lay on the covers, which torques my knee
Yep.
every time I try to turn. And
Yep.
sleeping in some funky position, trying to sleep around 3 or 4 cats.
Yep.
Or I get like a sliver that's like S-shaped or something, and I got to try to fit myself in that. My body don't like that.
Well, last night I was laying there and I knew my pillow was extra soft, and I did this. Sure enough, there was the cat we call Kit Kit, the gray one, right. And I was like, you know what? I ain't even gonna do anything. I just laid with my head right there. Kevin said if I did that, I'd be sneezing. I said, well, I give up. And if the other baby wasn't so wild, she'd probably be up there with us too.
Yeah, the kitten. Um, if she settles down and just lays down, baby's a good girl, then that's fine. But when she's starting to pounce and jump and she's still chomping a bit, when I'm trying to settle down and she seems to think I'm her chew toy, Yeah, that don't wash too well, and she gets wet because I keep a spray bottle. It's what we use. We've got them all over the house, and she gets spritzed, and a couple of those, and she's kind of over it. But
That,
Sable, my tabby, she always sleeps up by my pillow, and if my breathing becomes too shallow or anything like that, she whomps me on the face with her paw.
mm-hmm.
Breathe.
My Jack Russell was doing me that way when I had sleep apnea due to my weight. And so then, because when I lost my weight, I don't have it anymore. But when I couldn't figure out why my Jack Russell kept waking me up during the night, and I'd fuss at her.
Hmm.
And then I figured it out after, I went through the sleep study, and they told me how much I stopped breathing during the night. They said they had to set mine on so high. I promise you, I could have blow dried my hair with it. That's how high the setting was. So I'm like, well, I guess she kept waking me up because I wouldn't breathe. And but then Kevin got where he'd try to wake me up when I wouldn't breathe, and the doctor said that makes it even worse because you're not able to get back any sleep. But yeah, I struggled. I struggled with that, and I'm just
After she's had to wake me up a couple of times, in a row. Um, I keep a nebulizer, or not a nebulizer, an inhaler
yeah.
on my headboard. She'll bop that thing off and push it over in front of me. Like, here,
Animals
you need to use this. She knows what
animals
it's
are
for.
smarter than what we give them credit for. Very
Yeah,
smart.
she's smart as a whip. And like where my pain levels are seriously amped up right now, anytime I get up to walk in the kitchen, anytime I get up to go use the restroom, anything, I have escorts, and it's most definitely Callie, my oldest one. She's 20 plus years old. Not sure exact age because she was an adult rescue. And Sable, they will follow me around. And Callie, she will start cussing me out. You get back in here and sit down, you know, because she knows that if I'm on my feet too long, my back starts spasming and it triggers sciatica, which shoots a
Oh
shot of pain down my leg
yeah.
and buckles my knee.
Mm-hmm.
So it substantially increases fall risk. Um, I have times where my pain levels get so bad in that regard that my knees keep trying to buckle. I have to use my walker around the house. Um, and if I need it, they'll go over, and it's leaning up against the wall here, right at the end of the left seat that I'm sitting in right now. They'll go over and rattle that thing, or they'll get up on the arm of the chair and pull it, the top of it where it's leaning, and pull it towards the sofa and make it bounce off the wall. It's like, you need to start using this. They'll tell me. They'll let me know, because if I have brain fog from the fibro, um, and pain and what have you, I get brain fog stupid. Um, they will make sure that I am aware that you need to use this, you need to do that. They're little mother hens, literally.
Well, Bailey, before they put me on that medicine to help regulate my blood pressure, because that's when they found out that my blood pressure would bottom out, and that's why I'd pass out. And when they finally figured that out, but before they found it out, and Bailey would get up with me, hey, are you back from the fair, Monique?
Welcome back, Monique. I hope you had fun.
Bailey would get up there with me, like if Casey or Kevin had to put me in bed because I fell out, and she would start breathing a certain way, and then my breathing would kind of,
Balance hers.
yes, it would help because I told them don't call. I said don't call the ambulance anymore. I
She would
said,
regulate your breathing rhythm.
yeah, and she would do that. I said, just get me in there, and I said Bailey will help.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I'm glad they finally figured out what it was. But I also was told if I don't eat, that when you don't eat, that could lower your blood pressure as well. I didn't know that either.
Oh,
But
Monique says that they only went to IKEA, that she's too tired for the fair today. She'll do that
okay.
tomorrow. Oh,
Aw,
and Professor Fox and Dr. B have come in with
hey,
referral
well,
from Diana.
welcome,
Welcome.
welcome. We are doing, I guess, a love-a-thon. We are doing Love for Sonja. And up at the top is how if you could donate anything to help our girl right there in the beautiful picture. She's been in the hospital for about 6 months, kind of a medical induced coma state with her um, daughter sitting by her side, and she got three other teenage children at home. And I feel like the kids, they need, things. The 24-year-old oldest daughter, she's doing a grown person. She stepped up right there and took on her mama's spirit about things and just handling
She's been
everything.
keeping the family together and keeping the
Yep.
finances taken care of and keeping
And
her
sitting by her
mom's
mom.
medical stuff.
Yep.
Yes, and pretty much living at the
Yes.
hospital because this is over in Australia and she is in the area where they are currently in lockdown again.
Yep.
So the family can't change out who is in there staying with her. She has literally had to live at the hospital.
Mm-hmm. And initially I was just going to do the shared love. Anybody come up here and share love or in the chat part, and then I thought about, well, if I could just take up some money and help. At first, her daughter didn't know how to accept that, but then she said it would be okay because they, when kids start school, but the worst thing, money aside, they miss their mom. Their mom, oh, she'd always be on here with me, and of course, I think it's flipped backward in Australia. I think it's when it's they're 12 hours ahead of us, I think.
Yeah,
But either way,
12 to
when I
13, depending.
yeah, when I'd be going live in the mornings, it would be
Late
late
night for
for
them.
her. And she would stay up sometimes and she'd say, well, it's almost time to get the kids up. I'm like, oh my gosh, you done been up all night. But she would, hang right there on the panel. And I miss her, and her kids misses her. We all of her family here in the chat, they miss her. And
We
you
want
know,
our Sonya back,
we do.
and we
We
want
do.
her back healthy and well and recovered from. She's having complications due to black mold toxicity from black mold that occurred in her home, and she wasn't properly treated for a good while. Um, Doctor drama there that we've done went into in past days, and probably don't want to visit again. We're too exhausted. Let's just say, yeah, there's a few doctors that not particularly happy about.
And
Um,
it's everywhere. You find them anywhere.
yeah, but she got him by the bucket load, and she shouldn't have. She was mistreated. She was foul treated. She was
Yep.
untreated, um, to the point that she is now 6 months in medically induced coma in a hospital in the middle of COVID.
Yep.
And she's we can
She
only
even
hope
told
that
me,
when she does wake up that she can recover to the point that that she doesn't have major permanent damage from this,
yes.
which makes us all pretty furious because if it would have been treated early on properly, we wouldn't even have to talk about that.
Yep. And she actually even came live from a hospital room one time. She came on live with us, and yes, she's finally in good hands. And they haven't given up on her.
She
These
hasn't given up on them either. She hasn't given up
uh
on life.
nope.
6 months. She is a fighter, and that is just the time in the hospital. That's not the 6+ months before
Yep.
She is one of the strongest women that we know, and we want her back. We want her back.
Okay, right now it is 3:17 a.m. on a Saturday. Is what Jocelyn
Yeah,
and
they're a day ahead of us, and then early morning. Yeah.
and Professor Fox. What I do when I have two screens, and I keep the Facebook up to the right, and I keep the messenger that Sonia's daughter Jocelyn is messaging me. So I look to my right, and that's what I'm reading from.
Yeah, her
But
daughter
yeah,
is with us via Facebook Messenger
mhm.
during these lives that we have been having each morning all week to raise money to help her kids. Back to school stuff. Her daughter, Joss, that's at the hospital, staying with her, so that she's got pocket money to even get a drink from the machine or a meal from the commissary or things like that. That stuff adds up.
It
It's
does.
like living in a hotel and having to eat out every day kind of stuff. It's not like she has a kitchenette there that she can have some groceries delivered and cook her food and stuff like that. She's got to eat there at the hospital.
And we never
And
know what it's like there for
it
somebody
adds
to
up.
come to the hospital to bring you anything. I don't know
Mhm.
how right now how strict they are, but I missed this one. Um, yes, Joss is watching, Monique.
Yep, with
She
us on
did
Facebook
say
Messenger.
Granddad has nearly finished paying off one of those beds for Mom. For when she comes home, the occupational therapist suggested it that
Oh,
she
that's
had
awesome.
an adjustable bed. So that's great.
Yeah,
So that
basically a hospital bed in a sense,
yeah.
because she'll probably need in-home care for a while after she's released because her recovery is probably going to be a bit extensive.
And the adjustable beds are getting more and more
Affordable.
affordable. Yeah.
Yeah.
They can be pricey, but like I had told my rheumatologist, I said, I tell you the best thing for me, because she'd asked, well, how is it getting out of bed? I said, well, now I have one of the adjustable beds. I raise up the back and, sleep with my legs raised, but raise up the back, and I'm able to get up easier. And she said, well, that's good, because I have a lot of my patients, it's hard for them to get up. And she asked me where I got mine. So she said, I'll start suggesting it to some of my other patients. I said, well, it's an investment, and it's the best investment I've made. I said, it has massage, and, if my legs are hurting, I can turn that on, or my lower back. It's just that when we were in the bedroom right by Casey's, and me and Kevin both turned them on, we'd do it sometimes just to aggravate. We'd cut both of them, and we have wooden floors in this old house, and Casey would come in there, and he'd just look at us like, and I went in there. He said, "Come in my room so you can hear." No, it would. His whole floor would feel like a jet was taking off, and even his desk, you could feel the desk vibrating.
Josh, Monique in YouTube chat is saying, love you, Josh. Love you, girl. And Dwayne is heading out. He says, keep fighting the good fight.
There you go. Well, go to work, Dwayne.
Yeah, really, dude.
Don't use me as an excuse not to get no work done.
And then he'll
Oh,
go to work, and then that's his excuse for not being able to come on panel with us.
yeah, I know. Oh, today he was supposed to wear his his hat. He was supposed to wear his hat today. Oh, hush. Mm-mm.
Shaking my finger at you, Dwayne. Yeah, getting me to hush, that ain't gonna happen.
I thought that was Casey in there in the kitchen making, moving around and stuff, but I guess it's Kit Kit on the table. There's a small box on the table.
It is me.
Oh, okay.
I need something to soak these shoes in. No, I can't.
Josh, Denise says, "Sweet, love you, sweet girl." Exactly, Monique. We ain't gonna hush. Telling us to hush. Might as well be talking to a brick wall because it ain't gonna happen. It might be a little more compliant than us women because we ain't hushing for nobody. Cheeky little redhead. And Darlene muted. She must be talking to the cat.
No, I was
I knew that'd make you.
I told Casey something, but then I muted. But I was telling you guys what Josh said, and I was steady talking, and then I turned and looked, and I was muted.
Grace and motion.
Jocelyn, she said, "Laugh out loud. 2 vibrating beds together would sound interesting." It really, old house like ours is over 100-something years old. It's 112 or 13 years old. Yeah. Original floors and stuff. It's interesting. And even now, if Kevin turns his on, I have to check my remote to see if mine is on or off. He'll say, "No, it's mine." I'm like, okay. But yes, I'm checking the time, and I will
Get up and walk.
have to say, well, that or say my goodbyes. And if anybody goes live after a while or anytime, or if anybody knows that somebody's going live anytime soon, let me know. Because I would PM them to see if they could drop the link. But yeah, if I could figure out how to post to my Instagram, because I look at Instagram, but I don't understand how to post
Navigate it.
Yes. I mean, I post things, share things easy to Pinterest, because I have a Norcus tab that I keep on Pinterest, so that way people can go there.
Thank you for coming on, Professor Fox and Dr. B. Appreciate it.
We
Glad to
usually
have
come
you.
on. Yes, very happy to have you. We come on. I used to come on about 9, but I've been doing it about 11 o'clock. But
You can also post on your community page on YouTube and put the PayPal link.
I didn't think about that.
That would put it out there for people. People get notification of that. It would put it out there, and they wouldn't have to watch us blather for hours.
I know. Thank you. See, I keep forgetting things.
I know when it comes to mind, like pinning in the chat and all that. If it comes to mind, I'll try to get it to you. But I'm slow on the update.
Professor Fox, like and subscribe. That's what Diana always tried to tell me to say, and I never, I guess, self-promote that way. I forget all about saying stuff like that, but I am glad.
Either they like us or they don't.
I know.
That's kind of my way out. If I don't do content, but I am on panel all over YouTube, especially in the reseller community, because I call their auctions there.
Yeah.
And I will still continue to drop her link to her PayPal, promote this anywhere and everywhere I can.
Because they won't mind you doing it. I mean, if you ask them, they won't mind
you.
Oh,
I always ask, but there's places that you can drop links, and I will drop it wherever I can.
Yeah. Okay, because I mean, there's 28
it's an open
days.
invitation, or I need to ask. I will, but I always ask. So yeah.
It ends in 28 days. And we are up to $400. Thank God. And thank everybody that has donated and shown love. to.
So it'll still be up come first of the month when I get paid
Mhm.
again. Then I can give her something.
Yep. Or
I'm just tapped for the month.
I understand because when you get paid once a month, things come up that if you've already paid all your bills, you're like stuck and you can't do anything for another
Well,
month.
thank goodness we had a little bit of an emergency fund back, or we wouldn't have been able to get the car fixed.
Yeah.
But we've basically stimulus. We have been penny pinching it, spreading it out as far and wide as we can for necessity.
I understand that because when I messed up those two tires on the right hand side of the car and shredded both of them up, I mean,
Yeah,
$700 and something worth, and I'm like, oh my gosh, most
yeah,
people might have that laying around somewhere, but with us, that's like oh,
yeah.
it
That's
was
about what I get a month, and
it just knocked
you
the air
know,
out of me.
yeah.
I'm
I
like,
mean, the bill on getting the brake line fixed that blew on me Monday was just shy of 220, plus 60 for the tow to tow it from my driveway to um, the mechanic place. So yeah,
yep.
it was just shy of 300 before it was all said and done. Thank God we had it, because I don't use the vehicle a lot. I use it for doctor's appointments, occasionally errands, which has been quite rare because of our current state of things in the country or the world.
Yeah.
But normally I'd be out a couple times a week at least. But yeah, it's more like a couple of times every 6 months
Yeah.
right now. But
I know.
it seems like every time I go out, something happens as of late. It started back in August of last year. Hadn't been out for months. Sis and I decided to go out and do errands together. And we were going to stop and check a local thrift store that I had been wanting to go to but hadn't been able to. And got rear-ended by a semi.
Oh my gosh.
3 blocks from the house. And then other things have occurred, but the next most significant was on Monday. I went to a doctor's appointment, stopped at a couple of places, a drugstore and a grocery store to grab a few things. Or no, not the grocery store. What was it? Dollar Tree. I went to Dollar Tree to grab paper goods and what have you. And yeah, thankfully, I was almost home. I was at the mailbox down on the corner here. I live in a mobile home in a park. There's 2 trailers down is the corner where the bank of mailboxes are for this section of the park. And I went to leave there, and I scooted forward a bit and then was checking, to make sure the road was clear for me to go out, and something popped, just a very, very tiny pop. I'm surprised I heard it. And my foot went to the floor, my brake foot.
That's
And
not good.
yeah, I crept the 2 trailers down and got it in my driveway, and put it in park and pumped the brake several times to see maybe there was an air bubble in there. See if I could blow that out, because I have had that happen in the past, get an air bubble. And then I put it in reverse and backed up just a couple feet in my little driveway slot, and no brake, or barely. There was just a teeny tiny bit that was able to stop my creep. But yeah, I wouldn't have been able to stop at a stop sign or something if I had been going, even 15 miles an hour. I would have went right on into the intersection. So thank God it happened where it did. But
Yeah.
I crept it back forward fully into my little slot again, tapped the brakes and got it stopped and put it back in park, and got my bag, came in and told sis, I said, brakes went out on the car. And she's like, what?
You guys only have one car?
Yeah. 2 falls ago, transmission was going out, and I had a soccer mom minivan that, yeah, I wasn't real happy about that. I'm not a soccer mom type, but it was wheels. I rolled with it. Transmission was going out in it. Couldn't afford to fix it. It would have cost more to fix it than the vehicle was worth. And the heater was out on our house, and we needed to get it fixed before the temperature started turning. And so I had it, sold it to the dump, basically. It's a car place, recycle place. I don't know what they call it. Anyways, they take cars, sold it to them, and used the money towards fixing the heater so we'd have heat for the winter.
Yeah.
And haven't been able to replace it. You know, so yeah, it's just the one vehicle where I can't get out as much as I used to because of my health. We're debatable on whether to get one to have backup for her in case one ain't working, she can drive the other to work, or you know, it's the pros and cons. You know, do you want to tag and tax two vehicles or one, in regards to, you know, the convenience of having a second vehicle or not, and then getting the money together to buy one. But we haven't made up our mind yet.
Uh-oh, we got two people pulling the plug on me.
Who?
Monique and Denise
Oh,
pulling the plug on me. All right, you guys. I love you. I can't do 4 hours today or
no,
I'd
we're
be down.
we're wiped. Well, we're doing good to make it to get her done today. Both of us are pretty taxed, but we don't care. It's for
But
Sonja.
thank you, Willow, for coming on and helping me drop links and
You're more
doing
than
all
welcome.
that you did for Sonja. And I appreciate it. And everybody out there that has dropped in, that Jocelyn knew that you guys come on, and so the support you've shown to Sonja as friends, as family,
Here's
and
your
in
chance, folks. If you want to
and
drop any final messages to Sonja in the chat, get her done
yep.
so that Joss can grab them and share them with her mom.
And I guess my new Instagram friend will know that I am real.
Yep.
That I am really spacey.
Yep.
It's not just something that I was telling her.
I can vouch for that. She is a real person, and yeah, she's goofy, but we love her.
It's blonde under this red. My friends know that. All right, I love you guys, and goodbye, and I'll see you guys later.
Bye, everyone. Love y'all.